What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So, we're not doing a super in-depth build guide or anything like that today. We're going to be showing a couple things involving these new Galvanized mods. I'm going to show you how they actually are bugged to not work on certain weapons currently, as of July 8th of 2021. And we'll also show you how I usually kill the high-level Corpus Lich is in the big boss fight at the end of the Corpus Lich missions. Before we get into it, though, make sure you're subbed to the channel, and make sure you check out the live stream channel as well. Thanks for all the support lately, guys. It's been really amazing. So, okay. It's pretty late, so I'm not going to get pretty angry about this, but we'll still talk about it. So, the new Galvanized mods. Some of them work, some of them don't work. And here's the long and short of it. The new Condition Overload for gun mods, Galvanized Shot, Galvanized Savvy, and Galvanized Aptitude, they're supposed to give you Condition Overload for guns after you get a couple kills. So as you can see on here, normally just going to give you 80% status chance, but on kill, 40% damage per status effect on the enemy. Stack up to 3 times for pistols. The rifle and the shotgun ones only stack up to 2 times. So when it's fully stacked up, 120% damage per status type on the enemy. So that's what it's supposed to do. It does not work on projectile weapons right now. It will only work on hit scan weapons. So, for example, on a weapon like the Cedaw, the Cedaw's primary fire is hit scan. The Cedaw's alt fire is projectile. This mod, Galvanized Savvy, will work on the primary shot, the hit scan part, but the secondary part, the projectile, like Glaive flying around, it does not work on. So, we will show you that that's actually true, and we'll also show you that the Cedaw, this is the weapon I use to kill high-level Corpus Liches. It's really, really good, and if you don't have a Riven that's decent stats, they've actually recently buffed critical deceleration, so you can just put that in this slot. Gives you a 60% crit chance Cedaw, gives you a little bit less fire rate, but it actually is really, really strong. And because the Cedaw is, this thing has built-in condition overload already. See right here, inflicts increased damage per status effect on the enemy, and you can just use this mod. So you basically have double condition overload on the Cedaw if you have these galvanized mods, which come from the Arbiters of Hexus arbitration syndicate thing. So, all right, let's just show that this mod's not working. So we have the Catch Moon. This is one of the easiest ways to show this is not working. We've got a 100% crit chance Catch Moon secondary. It's got forced impact procs on hit, and we've got Galvanized Shot. So the damage numbers before and after kills, like because the way this would work, if we get a kill for 14 seconds, it will give us condition overload on our gun. This would mean the damage numbers would be higher, obviously. So we will show that it does not work, and we have a 100% crit chance. So the numbers should be reliable. We won't be critting where we're not supposed to. Technically, 0.4% chance to orange crit, but let's not put too much stock into that right now. We have nothing on our frame that would be buffing us. You got Arcane Avenger, but these enemies will be paused, so we're not taking any extra damage or anything like that. And we have Naramon Focus School, nothing that would buff our damage or make any weird situations arise. I've unequipped the companion and everything. So we're going to summon in some Chargers because they're easy to kill, just to get that proc off, and we'll summon in some Corrupted Lancers, just so we can actually, they have to survive a couple shots just so we can show that they're, not taking the extra damage that they're supposed to. All right. So yeah, it does work on beam weapons and stuff like that. We'll show the Cedaw. The Cedaw's going to do so much damage it'll be hard to even tell. So, Catch Moon up close. 3857 on the Charger. And let's just show it with, let's have it wear off on this guy so we can show how much it does to these Lancers. Let's be fair here. So it's all worn off now. Now that guy took a heat proc. Keep in mind, those heat procs are going to reduce the enemy armor. So when we don't get a heat proc, it's 744. Now let's do what we're supposed to do here. And we're going to kill some Chargers. You would think that getting a couple shots off, or getting a couple kills, would give you increased damage. So it's our 3857s. Let's just fully stack it up. Shoot this guy, 744. The second shot, when he has impact procs on him, 744. It does not work on projectile weapons currently. I hope they fix it. You saw a 966 there. That's because that guy had a heat proc, reducing his armor, making him take more damage, because these enemies do have armor. So it does not work on projectile weapons, guys. It does work on beam weapons, thankfully. It's not as easy to show on beam weapons because there's lots of damage numbers, but let's see if we can do a quick display here with the Kuva Nucor with an impact roll. And remember, to show this, you need to have basically no mods in the build. So we've got Hornet Strike and Galvanized Shot. On kill, stash chance, or condition overload, and we've got nothing that would increase damage here. We've got radiation, impact, and that's it. Very high stash chance as well, so we should be seeing lots of stash procs here. Alright, same enemies. It will be different damage numbers, of course, because it's a different weapon, but here we go. So, we're seeing about 46s, and then when you get a crit, of course, it's much higher. 46, 49, you know, not too much. It should be noticeable, though, since these guys are going to have so many procs on them. There's one kill. And there you go. Like, you're not seeing anything that's a 46. We're seeing 91s. We're seeing numbers like that. Now we have 2 kills. Now you're seeing things that are in, like, the hundreds. And same thing for these enemies, too. 87s. You're not seeing anything as low as a 46 anymore. So it does work on beam weapons. It does not work on projectile weapons. Now let's just quickly show the Cedaw in action. I should have probably put some gameplay on here, but it's been a long night, so we're just going to show it on like the highest level corpus I can spawn in here. Let's just get a bunch of index enemies. This guy's got alloy armor. Perfect. We'll get Armus Ultra, or Ulta, at level 180. Basically, this is like an index enemy. They have armor, shields, and whatever. We'll use the Cedaw with I think it's a corrosive build. Shouldn't really matter too much what element you're using. And you want some stash chance in your build. Proc them up, and, you know, a couple shots, they're basically dead. Now, if you have a Riven, of course, with no reduced fire rate, it will actually be helpful. Let's summon a couple more so we can actually get the Condition Overload procs off. What was that guy's name again? Armus Ulta? We'll get like 4 of him. Or them. I'm not entirely sure. And now we have double Condition Overload. So proc them up. Look at this. Look at the craziness. Now they're taking like 16,000. This is with no Riven right here, guys. So, one shot. This is how you're going to kill high-level Liches pretty easily if you have the Cedaw. This weapon comes from Father on the Necrolisk. Keep in mind, you also, if you hit rank 5 with the Necrolisk faction, now you can actually get the new Helmet Infusion thing, which we'll have a video on later this week as well. So, yeah, I can't believe that, okay, here's a little bit of a rant at the end here. Not too big of a deal. I can't believe that they didn't let us do a test cluster, and it comes out, and these new mods don't work on like nearly half the weapons in the game. I mean, hit scan weapons and projectile weapons, like there's a lot of both, honestly. So basically, these mods are not properly working. It's not going to work on the Kuva Brahma. It's not going to work on the Ogress. It's not going to work on anything else that's projectile, but things like, you know, the Amprex it should work on. You know, like the Soma Prime, I believe, is hit scan as well. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but hey, at least the Cedaw, like, it works on the DPS part of the Cedaw. Once they actually buff, or rather bug fix this to work on the Glaive should do really good damage too, because the reason the Cedaw is so strong is the primary fire actually procs a bunch of elementals on its own. So like, let's just fire off one shot here, no Riven. Look at all, that's like 2 rows of procs from one fire of the secondary shot. And we get the multi-shot bonus from the Galvanized Hell. And yeah, it just goes ham, basically. Lots of procs, lots of different procs, and actually some debuffing procs as well with this corrosive build. So, very good stuff there. Yeah, it's basically going to be a short video for you today, guys. That's what I would recommend to you if you're having some problems with the Corpus Liches. They do have some crazy DR, to be honest, but this has worked for me basically every time. So, I'm not saying this is like a guaranteed way to deal with it, but this is something you could definitely try out and let me know how you like it. I've seen people using Mesa getting 4s on their Peacemakers. I've seen people in Necromax getting 20s. So it's definitely a weird damage calculation formula they've gotten the Liches now. But I definitely can tell you that this has worked for me, and I hope it works for you. Either way, guys, take it easy. Make sure you bug report on the forums that these mods don't work on projectiles currently. And hopefully D can get it fixed so we can actually enjoy the update the way it was meant to be. Because like certain weapons I've recommended in the past, like the Boo Nico and stuff, they're not going to be as good because they're projectile weapons. This thing would be really, really good for Condition Overload, but it's bugged right now. So lots of things are bugged just because it's a TE update. Of course it's bugged. I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy and peace.